Good hard-fought win, 60-minute game. Made a few more plays than they did, particularly in the end, and give credit to our players. They played for 60 minutes. Good to win.
Coach, you talk about being prepared a lot. The way Saquon on that last drive didn't go for the score and everything, is that something that you prepare for, or is it just something he took upon himself?
No, we prepare for it. We communicated it after the turnover. 1 first down. We didn't need any more points. We just ended by kneeling on it. So Kafka and Ty and Cade do a good job with that.
All week, early in the week, you talked about Kayvon affecting the pocket.
Yeah.
Affecting the pocket. Well, he gets the last play, gets the strip sack.
Yeah.
The defense comes up with 2 huge turnovers at the end. Talk about the defense, Wink's unit, and obviously Kayvon at the end.
Yeah, I thought, they played the best when it counted the most. I mean, obviously we gave up some plays there to Andrews in the run game a little bit, tightened down up in the red zone. But, when it counted the most, the players and Wink dialed up a good, couple good schemes, and the players executed it well in the fourth quarter. That's what we thought it would be, a fourth-quarter game.
What does it say about your team?
We get a game ball.
He broke down the team. I gave the coordinators all game balls last game.
Brian, what do you think overall of the grittiness of your club, especially today?
I'm just proud of the way they compete. We talked about trying to play fast, trying to play physical, being resilient, and finishing. And, throughout the game, I thought those showed up. Obviously not perfect. There's certainly a lot of things we can fix. That's why we'll be in tomorrow to try to fix them. And, I was just proud of the way the guys competed.
No matter, what's going on, you were losing the whole game. You weren't doing much offensively, but your team is able to be resilient. What is it about them? Why do you think you guys are able to do that pretty consistently now?
Yeah, and it's something we've preached since day one, since we've been here. Coaches, people in the building. This league is hard. It's not always going to be perfect. There'll be a lot of people down on you. You might be down on yourself. Wish you could do better. But you keep on getting back up. You keep on swinging. Keep on competing, regardless of the score or the situation of the game. And that's not easy to do, right? That's not easy to do when you're down and, to sit on a bench and start complaining. That's easy to do. It's hard to stick with it and get ready to play the next series and not worry about if you just got beat on a pass or if you got sacked. You got to flush it pretty quick. Dr. Lonnie does a great job. Our team psychologists are talking to the team. And I think our guys, each week we get a little bit better. We know we're a long way away, early part of the season, but, we just try to compete and do the best job we can.
Brian, they were up 10, and you guys obviously needed something. And Daniel goes 5 for 5 on that last, pretty extended drive.
Yeah.
Throwing to guys.
Fourth quarter?
Yeah.
Yeah, again, right?
What is it about him that, his numbers are his numbers, and you said it's kind of this way, 5 for 5, you come right down the field.
Yeah, I'm not really worried, that. I'm not worried about numbers. His job is to compete, to lead his football team down, particularly the offense, make good decisions with the football, take care of it, execute in the red zone. And I know this was another fourth quarter one for him. Again, it's when you're a quarterback, you love to throw it, 60 times a game. But we have to, each week we have to play the way we think we have to play. And, look, it was far from perfect. It really was. That's a hell of a football team over there. But I appreciate the way he competes, and I think his level-headedness really helps him.
Coach, after their first touchdown, it appeared that you only had 10 defenders
We did.
on it.
We had 10. Yeah, unacceptable. We had 10. Unacceptable.
Individual just forgetting?
Yeah.
Was it
I'm not going to get into it. That can't happen. Put it on me. It's my fault.
Looked like they were obviously focused on Saquon all day, but it looked like there was that one drive where it seemed like you guys were really focused on getting him going, which he did.
Who, Saquon?
Saquon, yeah.
Yeah, you're always trying to get them going, but they know that too, and they got really good coaches, really good players, and it's not always going to be pretty. The run game never is. But I thought Mike did a good job of kind of mixing and matching calls, made some timely calls, and eventually he hit on a couple. I don't think we hit on any big ones, but the line got moving forward a little bit, made some big plays there in the end. Again, good team win, everybody involved, but we got a lot of work to do.
Coach, what's your understanding of when the play clock goes to 0, when the officials will call delay a game? It looked like your second touchdown came after it hit 0.
You'd have to ask them. Sorry.
But what did it explain to the coaches about it? Just in general.
No, I got it. I'm not going to get into it. Yeah, no, I'm not going to get into it. It's whatever they call, they call.
What kind of tone does it set, or does it help you create an identity when guys play through things like Andrew, Feliciano, Saquon? Does the rest of the team see that, follow that?
I think that really would be a good question for the guys. I know as a coach you respect that. Again, you don't ever want to put anybody out there that can't do it. I think the trainers do a good job of communicating. But those guys, we have tough guys. It's a tough sport. So, I credit to those guys for fighting through. Again, I don't have any idea of what those things are other than they were good to go, so they fought through it and played well in the fourth quarter.
Those things you keep saying we need to work on a lot. It wasn't perfect. Where are the things that you're
there's again, I understand the question. There's strategy each game of how you want to try to play, some of the things you need to do, and we certainly could do better of that today. Specific, I don't want to get into specifics. I hope you can respect that, but there's a lot.
And at the start of the season, is this where you thought the team would be at this point, or what were you imagining at this point?
I don't go too far ahead. Sorry, Jude. I don't get too far ahead. I just try to do what I can do to help the team the best I can, and I ask everybody to do the same thing in the organization. And collectively, together, that's where our focus needs to be, is continuing to improve, owning things when they don't go right, taking responsibility, competing for one another, playing for one another. Again, we've played, what are we, 6 games? So, it's a long season left. There's a lot of work to be done.
Brian, we always hear about all coaches saying, got to play 60 minutes, got to play for 60 minutes. But your guys are playing for 60 minutes. That's, not so easy. How do you get them to buy into that week in and week out?
Well, you try to do it before this even happens, back in training camp and OTAs, and create situations offensively, defensively. The kicking game, what a great return, blocked well by Gary. That gave us a little bit of life there in the early part of the game. You just try to make things as competitive and put them in situations where they got to compete. And, again, what they do during the week, I can't emphasize it enough. Their attitudes, their commitment to getting better, being on time to everything, taking care of their bodies, that's important. And that leads to, doesn't always lead to wins, but doing the right thing on a consistent basis is, I'd say, what we're trying to establish as a program is, let's get guys that want to do the right thing, that want to compete, and that play hard.
How impressive! You didn't mind throwing Wandale in there, obviously. This wasn't his debut, but it was sort of his debut in some ways.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. What do you think of him?
Glad he caught that couple balls that he had the opportunity to. Have to look at him. I just, that touchdown. I was excited for him. Anytime you can get your first touchdown, obviously along with a win. But I don't know how many plays he played, but we managed him a little bit. Hopefully we'll get some more out of him next week.
Is that touchdown his? That's not. He's like in the slot. It looks like kind of roped a little bit. Is that a play that you like for him?
No, I like a lot of plays for him. I think, again, when you have that many people out, the quarterback's got to make a decision based on coverage, where to go, when to go there, and he did a good job.
This team won 4 games last year. What do you make out of 5-1?
Going to work tomorrow and get better.
Why do you think you guys have been so much better in the second half and been such slow starters?
I don't know. I think it's probably a lot of things. I think just execution early on the game hasn't been as good as it could be. I think we've made good adjustments at halftime and, found certain things that are working throughout the game. So that's definitely something we need to look at and something we need to improve on going forward.
How much did Wandale add today?
A good bit. He made a couple big plays for us there, and good football player, smart player, and he'll definitely help us out going forward.
What can you say about Darius Slayton's resiliency? He was buried on the depth chart in preseason, and now he's starting by week 6.
Yeah, he's a great player, tough guy, competitor, smart football player, and someone who I have a lot of faith in. Built a lot of chemistry over the years, and he's made a lot of plays for me, for this team, and I got a lot of belief and confidence in him. So, certainly wasn't a surprise to me for him to be playing as big a role as he is now.
Daniel, that's Saquon when he goes down at the end there. Was that something you guys discussed in the huddle before that play?
Yeah, that's something we prepare for each week, and something we're talking about on the sideline in the huddle. Heads up play by him. It's one thing to talk about; it's another thing to execute in the heat of the moment, and he did it well. So credit to him on that.
When was the last time you had this much fun playing football?
I don't know. It's been a while for sure, but yeah, a lot we still got to do to improve and work on, and that's what we're going to focus on doing. But it's certainly more fun to win.
There are some people who would probably look at this team and say they're shocked that every week you seem to find a way. Are you guys in that same category?
We're not shocked. No, we're not shocked that we find ways to win. I think we're confident in what we can do, and we're confident in our toughness, our ability to compete and find ways to win down the stretch. So, no, we're not shocked. I think we understand there's a lot still out there for us. There's a lot we got to work to improve on, but no, we're not shocked.
Did you hear the cheers as you were introduced?
I didn't really hear them, but.
What were you doing when Julian got the pick?
I was excited. I mean, I was on the sideline, and you're preparing for the next situation, and then you see that play. It's sudden change, and you're just trying to get ready to execute whatever's called.
Take a couple more. Considering how well the defense has played in some of these big spots, when you're on the sideline and you're able to cut it down to 3, when they step back onto the field, what's kind of going through your minds, knowing that they could potentially swing the game and you could be back out there in a big spot?
I think you just want to be prepared for all situations, and that's what you're doing, is discussing, each situation, what happens, what we're going to call, and how we're going to execute it from there. So I think we do a good job communicating that, from coaches to players throughout the group, and I feel like we've been prepared.
And you touchdown passes to 2 rookies. That doesn't happen that often. Where would you be without those guys?
I think those guys deserve a lot of credit. They stepped up and made big plays for us throughout the game, and Bellinger's made a lot of big plays this season for us in key points of the game. So continue to try to get on the ball, and Wandell did a good job getting open and making a couple big plays too. So we'll continue to work with them and see ways we can get on the ball.
Daniel, you guys are 5-1 this season. If you had to put one message out to the Giants faithful, they were electric all game long. And Wink Martindale asked a couple weeks back for the fans to bring that electricity. So what's a message that you can send now that you guys won a great game today?
Just that we're going to compete. We're going to compete for 60 minutes and, try to give the fans something to be proud about, give them a reason to cheer, and, that's what we're trying to do each week. So, we got a lot we got to clean up, and we're going to get better as a team each week. But we're going to compete. We're going to play hard and fight for 60 minutes.
Your shoulder checked or anything?
No, I was working with the kids. I work with Covenant House and Children Promise. Invite them to every home game, and win, lose, or draw. I try to go over there, answer some questions, and take some pictures.
How are your shoulders?
Shoulders good.
Saquon, what does it mean to be a 5-1 football team right now?
It feels good. Dave said it. It's okay to be happy. You can be happy being 5-1. It's hard to win this league. You can enjoy it, but at the end of the day, you can't get too overconfident. You guys keep taking it week by week. Keep falling in love with the process, and that's the mindset we're going to continue to have.
Saquon, when did you know you were going to slide down on that run to the outside? Was it something you guys talked about beforehand?
The run before that, we have a call that alerts us. Our coaches do a really good job, not only in that situation, but throughout the week. We practice all those situations. So the run before that, I feel like if I really wanted to, I could have went this way and kind of scored, but I was kind of just focusing on protecting the ball. And I ran up to Dave's and just making sure, I was like, we're not scoring here, right? He told me, yeah. So hit a spin move, had opportunity, and just got down. And I knew, once you get the first down, that secures the win.
What are you going to say to those fantasy fans that have you?
Yeah, I know the fantasy fans are going to be a little upset about that. But I got a job to do, and that's to do whatever I can to help my team win a football game. And anytime, you can make a play that can secure a victory, you got to do that. And like I said, it's credit to the coaches and obviously DJ within the huddle and making sure we all knew that, and we were able to do that.
What was the offensive huddle like at 20-10 when you get the ball back?
Go score. That's the only thing we had in our mindset. Go respond. That's the first thing that we said. There's no panic within this team at all. Not only the offense, but defense, special team. Great complementary football. Everyone out there making plays and feeding off each other, vibing off each other. And I think we've been showing that so far in the season, and we got to continue to do that.
You guys have won a lot of games in recent years. I'm going to tell you that. What is different about this group?
I mean, it's a different team, in my opinion. Every year is a new year. Obviously we have a lot of the same guys, but every year is a new year with new coaching staff. But it's just, I would say, to answer what's different, just the trust that we have in each other, just the love that we have for each other. We're all competitive guys. We go out there and just play for each other, and we're finding a way to win these games. It's been like this in the past, obviously, but we came out on the wrong side of it a lot of times. But now we're finding a way to win games, and that's just, testament to the coaches and all those guys in the locker room.
When your touchdown, when did you decide to leap over? And there was pretty much no one there when you leaped.
I was jumping no matter what. When I was in that situation, I was like, so be it. I'm gonna jump, just make sure I protect the ball. A lot of times, defenses aren't expecting that. Probably switch it up next time because they're probably going to expect it next time. But also, it just depends on the field again.
You mentioned like you were losing these kind of games, right? The last few years. How much do you feel like the little break you might need there? It's finally falling in your favor.
Yeah, I would say that. Sometimes you go to week one. We played a heck of a game. They went out there and they missed a field goal. Our special team did a great job. They missed a field goal. There's been, the year prior to that, and I really don't really want to talk too much about prior, but the year prior to that, we were playing the Commanders, and they said we jumped off sides. Obviously, it was controversial, whatever. They missed a field goal. They get an opportunity. They make that field goal. You get that win. Stuff like that can help change the team. And you can see, like, when you start winning games in the NFL, those kind of build and they stack up. And then when you continue to get that confidence, every week you go out there like, no matter what the score is, we're going to find a way to win games, especially when you have the type of guys that we have in our locker room and the coaches that we have. I would say that's, the biggest difference.
The script seems to be the same every week. They focus on you early, shut you down early. You guys keep going. This is 3 times now you've been down double digits. Do you just feel like it doesn't matter if you shut us down for a quarter? And would you like to, one of these weeks, have a hot start?
Yeah, I mean, you would love to come out there and blow a team up by 30, but this is the NFL. That's rarely ever going to happen. But whatever way, any way you can do it, that's the way that matters. Find a way to win. Yes, they've been doing a really good job of, focusing on run, stopping the run, doing different things. But you got to give credit to Kafka and all those guys coming in the second half, making adjustments, and also sticking with the run. It's easy when you're down by 10 points to give up the run and just become a pass-heavy team. But we know the identity of this team, and we know what we have up front and the players that we have, and we already get things going and find a way to get a win.
Saquon, do you thrive on work? You seem to do your best job third quarter, fourth quarter, when you're getting the ball a lot, and when they're looking to you.
I would say you kind of fall back when you're training. That's the kind of mindset that you have. You want to get stronger as the game goes on. But as they continue to, football and anything is kind of just getting the rhythm, getting the feel, and obviously they credit to Baltimore. They did a good job in the first half. But in the second half, we were able to get a rhythm in the field. And not just myself, like getting on time with all the linemen and the tight ends and, stacking runs together. And then off of that, running naked, running waggle. That stuff helps in the builds. But kind of just going off to just the mindset that I have in my training, and but also credit to the coaches, how they prepare us in camp, for us to continue to get stronger as the game goes on.
In your first 4 years, there were numerous times where you said, we're going to turn this, and I want to be a part of it. I can't wait to feel what it feels like. Is this what you imagined when you would say that? And
yeah.
What has it been like?
Yeah, I kind of said that today. There was a point in time I forgot. I think it was after, the pick, or no, not the pick, before the pick, or before the sack fumble. I forgot. But, like, the stadium was jumping. The stadium was so loud. You can really feel the energy from the fans. And, it wasn't always necessarily like that in the first couple of years. And credit, we weren't, we weren't doing a really good job of, going out there and winning games. And obviously we're doing that now. But it's New York City. We got some of the greatest fans from New York and New Jersey. Like I said, I want to go out there and give them something to be proud of. And I feel like this team has been doing that, and we got to continue to do that.
You still came into this game a pretty big underdog. You've been underdog in 4 of your 5 wins. What do you think of that, and how much do you guys embrace that at this point?
We really don't care, to be honest. It is what it is. You guys can say whatever you want. People can say whatever they want. It's the only thing that matters is in-house. We got to continue to focus on the process and keep believing in each other.
You feel like you're one of the best teams? You feel like you're one of the best teams in the league?
I feel like we're a great team. We're a very confident team. And we know that. But like Coach said, it's okay to be happy, but you don't need to get overconfident. Continue to stay humble. Continue to keep that mindset of getting better each day and loving the process.
Talk about what you see taking shape with this team, right? It seems like a pattern has developed that you guys keep it close and then find a way in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think Coach Daboll has done a great job of really building on what we have in front of us. We're a team that, might not win the games 40-0. We're a team that will bring a team into the fourth quarter and make key plays and key situations to win the games. That's who we are. We're resilient, and so thankfully we made this game that against a really good team.
What did you see on that interception? Obviously, you see that Jackson, their play is messed up.
Yeah.
What are you looking at after that?
Yeah, those plays are really dangerous because you have the most dynamic quarterback back there, and it was a bobble snap, but as soon as he got it, you could see his eyes looking downfield. And that's when he's made his great plays in his career. And so I wasn't covering whoever he tried to throw to, Richard or 42. And I just kind of was baiting. I saw him wide open. I saw Lamar kind of lock in and baited the throw a little bit, and thankfully made the play in a critical situation.
What you see, that's one play that leads to a touchdown. Then there's plenty of time for the Ravens to come back, certainly. What you see on the last play, Kayvon gets his first sack, just that whole turnover situation.
Yeah, Wink has said for weeks, once we get a turnover and once we start to create turnovers, they're going to come in bunches. And so that stuff's contagious. And, I made a play the previous drive, and you see our team just make a play immediately right after that. That's how football works. It's a game of momentum. It's a game of building off of each other. And this team has done such a great job of doing it across sides of the ball. Offense, defense, both teams capitalizing on each other. And that's what that was, the epitome of what that was for us.
How was Wink after the game?
He was on top of the world. You'd be kidding yourself if you don't want to beat your former team in any aspect. I know he's done a great job of not putting that on us, not making this game bigger than it was. But for sure, it means a little more to him. He had an extra chip on his shoulder. And so, yeah, he was all smiles after the game.
Did it mean more to you all to get the win for him?
I would say I'm close to Wink. And so, yeah, I wanna win for him. I want to succeed for him. I want to succeed for this organization. I've been here, it's my 4th year. And so everything is for the guy next to me. Because that's what it has to be. That's what good teams do. You play for the people next to you. And so, yeah, I think that this defense was really rallying around Wink and being resilient.
You guys had some trouble against the run. Obviously, Lamar is Lamar, but then they also have a backup running back putting up big yardage. What were they doing that made it hard?
They were being the Baltimore Ravens' rushing attack. They've been dynamic in the run game for the past few years, and we had a good plan, and it's a matter of executing for us. I think there's a lot to clean up from this game. It's always a good thing when you have a lot to clean up and you get the win. That type of stuff has not been happening in recent years, and so, they're a great team, and their offense was playing great for a lot of it. We were just resilient, holding them on touchdowns and make them settle for field goals. They missed a field goal early, and stuff like that just makes up who we are as a team.
And you guys, on the first touchdown you gave up, you only had 10 defenders out there. So clearly that's one of the things you got to clean up. What did you see from your
I mean, stuff like that is unacceptable. I mean, having that stuff you could control, having the right people on it. And it's top down. We're all accountable, players, coaches, and we all take ownership of that. That's stuff that good teams don't do. And so, we'll clean that up for sure. That's something you just, you wince at when you see it, and you be frustrated with yourself for sure. But it happens in the game of football.
Julian, so much has been said about the culture of this team and what Daboll has brought. Saquon said he's having fun and Daboll's letting you guys be yourselves. What do you think he's instilled in you guys that's caused this turnaround? You've been with this club now for 4 years. What is it that this guy is doing to push you guys even further than you've been pushed before?
Really, I think his approach has been great, and I've told it to him. When we win games, when we lose games, whatever, it stays constant. Like his mindset, his mentality, his approach to us stays really constant. There's not super high highs when you win and super low lows when you lose. And I told him, I'm like, man, that's an approach I haven't seen in recent years. And so it's that. And it's also building on, he knows what has happened in the past. He knows how we've been feeling in that building. And creating a culture to where you're not, say you make a bad play, your head's not down all day, and you're embarrassed, for your teammates, for yourself. It's, kind of, you shake it off really quick and you can approach everybody as people. And so he's created a beautiful culture in the building right now. Staff, everybody, top down. And so that's, I think, why he's been successful so far.
Is that the intercepted ball you have? And if so, what do you do? What do you do with those?
I save those. That's a future Hall of Fame quarterback. When you get to pick off somebody like that, you got to keep the ball. And so, I have a Mahomes ball, and now I have a Lamar ball. And so, you keep those ones. You keep those tight.
Coming back onto the field after the game gets cut to a 3-point deficit, what's the conversation like for the defensive guy? Is there a conversation, or is it just coming out and doing your business, or how do you kind of come back on the field after that moment? Yeah, so that's a critical situation in the game. You're down 20-10, and things can go either way at that point. You can either be like, all right, like whatever, we'll chalk it up. And this team, you have some individuals on the sidelines who were just fired up and just stayed positive, because that's the game. One touchdown by your offense, it's a whole new game. Like I said, it's a 3-point game. And so going into that, we knew we had some juice. We knew we had an opportunity in front of us to at least hold them to 3 points. They couldn't get a touchdown. And to pin them back, I got the interception. And to create an opportunity like that, that's when the momentum is just completely flipped. The stadium was rocking. Somebody said they never heard the stadium so loud before after the pick. And I couldn't tell because I was partially blacked out from the moment of just the excitement of it all. And so, those situations are critical for us.
How big was it for the Bellinger getting that TD to keep you guys in it and answering the call, like right after the Ravens had scored? Mindset-wise, to set you up for success?
Mindset, that's just the epitome of who we are as a team. Not settling for 3 and getting a touchdown in that situation shapes how the Ravens approach that next drive, shape how we approach the next drive. And so, great play, great catch. And our offense really stepped up for us in some key moments in this game.
Any kangaroo fines for Fabian and Dane because they had a chance for interceptions earlier and
No, I'm lenient on rookies, or for Dane's sake. And Fabe, we told him, he owes us 2. That's a mindset Wink has instilled early. So if we make a bad play, he's not going to berate you. He's not going to get down on you. He's just going to say, all right, now you owe us 2. And so, we were saying that to Fabe for sure. But those moments you gotta capitalize on.
Dave spent all summer talking about changing the culture and positive mindset. But when this season started, were you expecting it to take hold quite this quickly, or what were you expecting for the team this season?
When I first got to OTAs and I spent about a week with Wink, I told my wife right away, I'm like, I just love the environment right now that's going on in the building. I mean, from staff that works upstairs to the players, to the trainers, to equipment, everyone involved. The chef station, the chefs that we have in our kitchen. It's just the environment was different, and I had joy going into work each day. I had joy leaving work each day, and so when you build a culture like that, I mean, good things are bound to come. And I never put expectation on our records. I knew people were going to be playing harder and be bonded closer. because of the culture that Daboll was able to build early on.
Dexter, how hard is it to track down Lamar Jackson? And then after he had some escapability early in the game, you finally put the hammer on him in the fourth.
He's a really good player. We knew he'd like to escape through the A-gaps, so we just had to collapse the pocket on him and, keep applying pressure, not growing weary of him running because, he's going to get plays. He's a good player. So we just had to keep fighting and keep going, and, we just came out on top.
Fear of Jackson, is that part of why Drake was able to run so much, because you guys kept an eye on Jackson all the time?
No, we just didn't do a good job up front, playing the blocks well, and, he got out some. So.
When you look at what Thibodeau did with his first sack, being a big one like that, I know you guys are such a brotherhood up front. You must have been happy for him.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You can't tell him now. But, no, that's definitely good for him to, get his first one of the season, a huge one at that. So, I'm happy for him. I'm going to keep him humble and, keep him working hard.
What is it about these comeback wins by you guys?
We just fight. And, we play for each other. It's more than just the individual. And I think that's what's special about this team. We just continue to fight no matter what's on the scoreboard. We know we still got enough time to be us and, to keep fighting. And, it's going to take all 4 quarters to win.
Dexter, thanks very much.
Yeah.
Dexter, is there some point where we'll stop saying this is a surprising football team, the New York Giants? You're 5-1 now.
Y'all could be surprised all you want. We know that the kind of team we are. We know the kind of brotherhood that we have. We just fight. We just want to be here for each other and win for each other. And I think that's the special thing we have in this room right now.
Where does the grittiness come from, Dexter?
Just players wanting to fight for each other. No, it's more than just us. You tired. Make the play for the next guy beside you type of mindset. They make a big play, it's the NFL. Okay, let's stop on the next play. So it's kind of just understanding the flow of the game and understand that if we keep fighting and we don't break, we're going to win.
How would you describe the quality of this win today?
It's just like every win, it's big. Ravens are a good football team, and we just came out and they got up by 10 in the fourth quarter. We just kept going and kept fighting, and we got 2 big turnovers in the last 2 drives, so that was huge.
Teamed up to do there. I mean, that's like a baseball relief pitcher coming in close in the game, right?
I mean, that was a huge play. And even the series before that, Julian got that huge interception, and like I was saying, we're a prideful defense, and we take pride in closing games and being closers, and we want to be on the field in those dire situations, and we want to close the game, and that's what we did. And Tibbs did a really good job of getting the ball out, and I think we did a good job.
Did you say anything to Wink afterwards?
I haven't got a chance to talk to him yet, honestly. But all week we try to make sure that it wasn't about just him being from there and all that type of stuff. So it was a win.
You've been on a lot of teams. Not a lot of winning teams. Probably 5-1 teams. I assume it's your first time 5-1, but at least in the NFL. What's different about this group to you? Like, what's the fact that it seems like you got something special going, especially late in games.
I mean, my number one thing that I'm seeing in this team is the togetherness and like the family, unity aspect of the team, because I've been on teams where we have tons of talent, but those talented guys sometimes want to play for themselves. They want the spotlight on them. They want the stats. They want to like that play of Saquon, for example. He could have easily went in for the end zone, but he made a real selfless play to go down. Knowing that situation, and I think that is a small example of just how the way the whole team is right now and how we play for each other.
Daniel, can you talk about this rookie group that contributed today in a big way? A lot of guys.
Yeah, no, Coach Dabes, he preaches just guys know what to do, knowing how to do it. We just keep building that trust with the older guys and the vets, and I think we have great leadership that helps us with that, and I'll just keep going, keep moving.
How would you describe your touchdown?
I would describe it, just how we are as a team, resilient. The players resilient, we kept fighting, and it wasn't perfect, but it got the job done.
Daniel, what about the ability of this team to continue coming back week after week? Daniel Jones just seems to be a mastery of leading you guys in these rallies.
Yeah, no, the leadership we have is amazing. Just to keep fighting, to keep pushing, and when guys are banged up, when we're down a little bit, to just keep working and keep fighting.
It may have been a secret before, but in the first month of this season, you're making some big-time plays. I think defenses are going to start keying on you.
I keep making steps, making strides. You know, there's some big plays, but there's a lot of stuff I got to improve on.
When you hit pay dirt, though, because you do so many other things, including blocking in a big way, how valuable is that to you?
I love blocking. You know, it's a big part of the game. I think for tight ends, it's really important. You know, it can really bring a hybrid to the game. You know, just helping our offense. You know, whether we need a big block on a run or if we need to slip out for a pass.
How would you describe the overall quality of this victory?
Good. You know, I feel like there's a lot more to improve on once we see the film, but you know, it always feels good to win.